Have you ever been around someone who smiled with their lips but not with their eyes? Where something inside you whispered something isn't right? Carl Jung believed we often meet people who wear masks, but our intuition sees through them. Type "I protect my energy" in the comments if you've ever felt this way. Jokes that hurt more than they heal. You're chatting with someone who makes a comment about your clothes. It sounds like a joke, but it stings a little. Then it happens again and again. Over time, it starts to chip away at how you see yourself. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, parts of ourselves we deny and bury. When someone harbors unspoken resentment, it doesn't always show up as anger. It shows up in little jabs wrapped in laughter. They'll say, "You're too sensitive," or "It's just a joke," but your spirit knows the difference. The truth is, these micro-attacks aren't about you. They're about something unresolved in them. Your light might be triggering their darkness. 2. That feeling you can't explain. Ever walked away from someone and felt drained, like your mood just dropped for no reason? That's your body reading their energy. Carl Jung explained how we tap into the unconscious energies of others. You might notice they don't smile the same way at you as they do others. Their voice shifts, their eyes dull, their posture stiffens. You can't prove it, but you feel it, and that feeling matters. It's your internal radar, warning you that what's unsaid is louder than what's spoken. 3. A silent race you didn't sign up for. You're excited to share good news, but their reaction feels flat, or even cold. Instead of joy, you sense tension. Maybe they try to one-up you with their own story, or suddenly start copying your style or ideas. That's not admiration, it's silent competition. Jung said envy is often a projection. When someone sees in you what they lack in themselves, they can't celebrate your growth. Instead, they try to match or minimize it. And when every win you share becomes a silent trigger for them to outdo you, you're not in a friendship, you're in a rivalry they've created in their head. 4. Their emotions stay locked away. When you're upset, do they comfort you? Or do they go quiet? Or worse, seem annoyed? Indifference isn't neutral. It's loud in its own way. If someone you care about consistently downplays your emotions, tells you you're overreacting, or always shifts the focus away from your pain, it's a red flag. Jung reminded us that emotional repression isn't healthy. And when others ignore our struggles, it says more about their limitations than our worth. You deserve connection, not coldness.
5. Help that feels like a trap.
Some people offer help not because they care, but because they want control. They give advice that sounds wise but leads you nowhere. They help, then constantly remind you about it. "If it weren't for me," becomes their favorite phrase. This is what Carl Jung would call a projection of control. They feel powerless, so they help in a way that keeps you under their influence. Real help doesn't make you feel small. It makes you feel free. 6. They poison the well in silence. You thought this person had your back until someone else told you what they said. "I like her, but she's kind of dramatic." These small, sly comments are not innocent. They're strategic. They aren't shouting lies, but whispering doubts into others' ears. Over time, your reputation suffers without you even knowing why. This is psychological erosion. It's not always loud, but it's always dangerous. 7. The body doesn't lie. They smile, but it never touches their eyes. Their jaw tightens. Their arms are crossed. The words they say may sound kind, but their posture speaks volumes. Carl Jung said we are wired to pick up on subtle, unconscious signals. Even if someone doesn't say anything openly hostile, their body may scream the truth, and your gut knows it. Pay attention to those cues. They often say what the mouth won't. 8. Slowly pushing you out. You used to be invited to everything. Now the invitations have stopped. The group still meets, but you're somehow left out every time. The excuses sound innocent. "We thought you were busy," or "It was last minute." But Carl Jung would say this isn't about logistics. It's about the shadow dynamics of exclusion. Often, one person's subtle negativity can influence others without them realizing it. Suddenly, you're not part of the circle you once belonged to. You didn't do anything wrong, you were just quietly removed. 9. They seem relieved when you fail. You face a setback. Something didn't work out, and you're down. But this person seems calmer, almost satisfied. They don't say anything hurtful, but the silence says it all. Maybe a strange smirk, a dismissive shrug, or advice that sounds more like blame. Well, you kind of saw that coming. Jung said that resentment often hides in projection. They don't just see your failure. They feed off it. Not because they're evil, but because your fall eases their own insecurity. This kind of reaction reveals far more than words ever could. 10. Your wins mean nothing to them. You land a new job, finish a creative project, or finally reach a milestone you've worked for, and their response? A cold, emotionless, cool. No excitement, no joy. Just a blank space where support should be. They may even change the subject to talk about themselves. When someone secretly resents you, your success makes them uncomfortable. Jung said, people reject in others what they cannot accept in themselves. If someone can't clap for you, it's because your light shines a little too brightly on their shadows. 11. Help with strings attached. They offer help, but it always comes with a catch. Whether it's a favor, advice, or emotional support, there's an unspoken price. Maybe they expect your loyalty, your secrets, your obedience. If you decline their help, they get distant. If you accept, they never let you forget. This isn't generosity. It's leverage. Carl Jung believed people sometimes use goodness as a mask for control. When someone keeps a scorecard every time they assist you, it's no longer support, it's emotional debt. 12. Using spirituality against you. Here's a subtle but dangerous one. They dismiss your emotions by calling it low vibration, or tell you it's just your ego. Under the guise of being enlightened, they invalidate your pain. You feel confused, like your inner truth is being rewritten. Jung warned us that spirituality without shadow work becomes toxic. True growth doesn't ignore pain, it transforms it. If someone weaponizes spiritual language to make you doubt your instincts, they're not guiding you, they're gaslighting you in disguise. 13. Your intuition knows before your mind does. Sometimes there's no proof, no clear insult, no betrayal, but your gut, it screams. Your chest tightens around them. Your energy drops. Your instincts whisper, something's wrong here. Carl Jung taught that intuition is the language of the unconscious. It notices patterns we haven't logically processed yet. When someone secretly hates you, their energy becomes inconsistent. Their words say yes, but their energy says no. You sense the tension, the coldness, the fake warmth, and no matter how much you try to explain it away, the truth remains. You don't feel safe. So, what now? It's painful to realize that someone you trusted might harbor hidden resentment. Your first reaction may be to confront them, to get clarity. But Jung said the shadow is unconscious. Most of the time they don't even know why they act this way. So direct confrontation often leads nowhere. Just more manipulation, denial, or blame. Instead, choose to protect your peace. Step 1. Stop needing their validation. You don't owe anyone access to your joy, your dreams, or your heart. Step 2. Create distance. Don't share personal details. Keep conversations neutral. Withdraw your energy, not out of hate, but out of self-respect. Step 3. Strengthen your own light. Build your self-esteem. Ground yourself in mindfulness. Fill your life with people who genuinely support you. You are not paranoid. You are perceptive. You are not overthinking. You are awakening. In the end, trusting your intuition isn't about isolating yourself. It's about becoming wise in who you allow near your soul. If this resonated with you, drop "I choose peace" in the comments and let your intuition lead the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and keep walking this path of inner awareness. You deserve relationships that lift you, not ones that quietly dim your light. See you in the next video.